All right, guys, thanks for tuning in for some help with your homework tonight. Getting right into question 534. Um, we are using the generic rectangle to solve the multiplication problem, which is they've already given you 4 and 1/5 times something and 2/3 since it is blank. Again, you can look at this answer right here. So 4 times what equals 12, which is 3. So right away, you know your multiplication problem is multiplied by 3 and 2/3. So again, filling out the generic rectangle, there's definitely more than one way to do it, but just to keep practicing, um, again, 3 times a fifth, the answer will go right here. What do I do again is remember to write my 3 as a fraction as over 1, multiply it by 1/5, and you get your 3/5. Down below, you have 4 times 2/3. So 4 times 2 is 8, and 3 times 1 is 3. And then in the last box right here, you have 1/5 times 2/3. So 1 times 2 is 1, and 3 times 5 is 15. So using your 1/15, 3/5, and 8/3, you're going to have to convert those to a common denominator. And if you haven't noticed, you'd probably want to use 15. So get equivalents for 8/3 for 15ths and 3/5 for 15ths. Add your 12 and all those back together to get your answer. A little tricky for this one. Um, so what are the new dimensions if you're going to have a rectangle that is enlarged that is 5:2? So basically, that's saying this one is going to be large with the ratio of 5:2. There's many things you can do. So basically, you want to make sure you have 5 units for every 2. So if you added or started, I like to just draw a brand new rectangle. Uh, Basically, just to show you that that means for every 5 of your length, your width is going to be 2. So another one you could use that would be um, equivalent would be 10 here for 4 here. So just think we multiplied this 4 by, you'd have to do by 2.5, I believe, to get the 10, and then this by 2. So again, that's keeping your new rectangle with a dimension of 5 for every 2. So these doubled to get this doubled to get that. Going on to the next page, pretty lengthy problem. And again, I like to zoom in if possible just to show you what's going on here. Um, you got a bunch of fractions up top, and it's easier to answer questions A through D. So which one of these fractions is greater than 1.5? Or what I did is convert it to um, a whole number in the decimal, so 1/5. And I just kind of go down the line looking. I know 1/12 is way less than 1 already, so I'm not going to look at that one. But anything maybe over where the numerator is larger than the denominator might be something you'd want to put down. Now, 7/6 is close. Again, there's no right or wrong answers. We're just trying to get you to look at these fractions and knowing their values. For sure, definitely one of them would be 15/9. Again, 9's closer to 15, which would be 1.5. 9 or 18/9 would be 2. Again, 9's kind of halfway between 15. And again, I was trying to say how many 9's go into 15 would be 1. What's left over? 1 and 4/9. 4/9 is somewhat close to a half, so that's why that one would work. Again, which ones are closer to 1? And I mean close. So if you look at the top, the numerator and the denominator, the closer they are, that means they're going to be closer to 1, unless the numerator is greater than the denominator, which doesn't mean, same case here, 7/6, that is close to 1. I believe it's like 1.16. if you convert it to a decimal. Again, which fractions are close to a half? Again, one of those is 12 over 25, because if it was a half, the denominator would have to be 24. And again, which ones are close to 0? So anything where the numerator is far away from the denominator, and definitely one would be 1/12. Very big difference, 2/17, and so on. So I'd write down the ones you think they are. You don't have to write them all out. And then do your best at the end here. I'll kind of show you the closest one, like 98 out of 100. You're just supposed to like show where it is on the number line. You can draw arrows. You can rewrite them. Just try to find as many as you can. Again, this is just for a homework grade. We're just trying to visualize where these fractions are on the number line. And then coming over to the last problem here, you read his strategy. You let us know if you agree to his answers. If you do, say why he's correct, and if he's wrong, you say, again, explain what he's missing. And then the last part here, we're dividing each pair. Simply divide them. You should be looking at the decimal, and that's what part C here. Describe in words what happens to the decimal point in each problem. So you can say what happens here, and what happens there. Again, kind of visualize with your zeros here. You got 3 there, you got 2 there, and you got 1 there. So looking at that 0, what really happens to the decimal for each answer? Just give us a quick explanation. So thanks for tuning in here. If you have any questions, again, just ask us at school. We're more than happy to help before, after, during lunch. You let us know. And